Hey friends, welcome to the Social Society. We are the modern-day marketing agency that has quite literally turned the branding world upside down. Over the past several years, we have been traveling the world working with trailblazers and industry innovators. But our secret is our team. We are about to give you the inside scoop into what we do and who we are. So get comfy, grab a drink of choice, and be ready for some mic drop moments.
Welcome back to the Social Society podcast. We've got Jade here with me today.
Hello, friends.
And we are going to be chatting about sex symbols. Oh, we got your attention. Just kidding. We're going to be talking about soul symbols.
I was going to say, that can be a later episode. You never know.
I mean, it might make an appearance.
You never know. You're just going to have to watch and find out.
Mm-hmm. So what is a soul symbol, Jade?
Oh my goodness. What is a soul symbol? A soul symbol is, I would honestly say that it is a piece of a person's soul. We kind of tap into their being and extract little pieces of them and create something that can represent them in the physical world.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people think they are logos, right? Like in a sense, they kind of look like a logo. So,
yeah.
And we'll get into the story and the journey of all of this, but it's a symbol. It's hand created by Jade, and it is one of a kind. And clients will say, like, what do we do with these? But it's like, it can serve as a logo, but it's also, I don't know how you explain it to people, but I'll say, like, it's energetically infused with their essence, unique to them, that they can put in their graphics, they can share on social media. And I think the beautiful thing about it is, like, you could publicly share what this means, you know, like you could talk about what this visual represents and like the meaning of it. Or sometimes clients just choose to like have it be there and they know what it means. Like they know what it carries, you know?
Yeah. They don't even have to use it if they don't want to, but most of the time they love them so much, which is such an honor that they want to, and they want to show the world, you know? They don't exactly have to tell people the meaning, but they want to show it off. And they're just like, hey, yeah, I have this thing. And it can be like my little secret, or I can share a piece of myself with the world.
It's gorgeous. I mean, they're so beautiful too. Each one is so unique.
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind every time you create one, but like I'm usually there during the process, so it feels like we create, although it's your
we do.
Your
it's
talent.
A team effort.
Yeah.
How'd you even come up with the idea?
I'm literally sitting here going, am I going to ask her, how did we come up with this idea?
No. You literally, I remember because I was zoomed in and you were like, hey, can you create a soul symbol? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know what a soul symbol is. I was like, I don't know, but I'll figure it out. We'll do it. And I mean, we freaking did it.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it a lot.
I mean, to me, I think, you know, I get channeled ideas. Like ideas just come to me. And I remember thinking like, okay, it would be really cool if we could create like almost like sacred geometry, right? Like almost like something that holds like a code to it, or like a, you know, power energy to it. I'm like, what if we could create something like that within, you know, a design? And I think it was one of our immersions with Jen Kennedy. Was one of the first ones that we were like, okay, like, can we create our own version of like a sacred geometry?
Yeah.
And I think that's how it started. And then it grew into so much more than that, where it's just really like each design is so unique, and the way, you know, their souls of each person is unique, and it looks that different as well.
They've evolved, truly.
Yes.
Because I definitely feel like when we first started doing this, we were very focused on the sacred geometry, and it was very, you know, strict and
shaped,
tight.
Kind of,
very, there wasn't like flow or anything like that. But now here we are, like almost like a year and a half into it. And I think we definitely hit a mark when we did our own soul symbols.
Oh my
because
gosh.
I think those are truly like symbols, and they're so unique to each of us. And I really, really think that was when it turned into something. It turned into what it was always meant to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so this experience, what we did, it was October. So about 3 months ago, we did our own immersion. Like we pretty much put the team through our own private brand immersion, which was really cool in so many ways to be on the other end of that and just like go through that rebirth that our clients go through.
Yes.
But in that process, Jade created these gorgeous symbols for each of us. Like,
yeah.
And being able to like go through that experience ourselves and then to witness it through the whole team and to be able to see everyone else's symbols. Like that was one of the most touching moments, I think, of my life. Like that was really, yeah.
I just loved sitting down and talking to everyone. I just felt so honored that everyone felt comfortable and safe enough to open up to me the way that they did and allow me to create this for them, because it's not easy, you know, especially with the way we did it, because the process is much different than when we do it with an immersion, because I kind of like it to know the person throughout the day, you know, and the soul symbol is usually like the last thing to kind of come around, unless, you know, there's something there. But yeah, it was absolutely incredible. And I love how everyone came in with a blank mind as well. I don't think anyone, like, sometimes a client comes in and they'll be like, oh, hey, like, I think I want it to be something like water, like with water or something like that. And no one in our team was like, hey, I want this, you know? They were just like, so how do we do this thing?
Receptive. Like, yeah. Well, we trust you so deeply. So when, like, tell me about, like, with clients, with the branding and all of that and the soul symbols, like, how are you... Like, how do you know? How do you get these ideas of, like, is it just picking up phrases and things they're saying? I'd love to hear, like, your side of how it comes about.
Well, with soul symbols, it's a little more organic with the colors and the branding and stuff. That's very strategic. I quite literally could not do it without you. The brand strategy is so important for that. And we talked about that in a different episode. And yeah, that's very strategic, very tactical, versus the soul symbol. It's so unique, so organic. It's genuinely just kind of tapping into the person and seeing the way they move, how they navigate the world, you know, how they are in front of the camera, the things they talk about the most. It's really like, it's their personalities, but it's a little bit deeper than that as well. So I love when I get to like sit down and have those conversations with them and just talk to them, which, you know, Sarah Dumas, her immersion was just so incredible. And it was so different. Doing them in person just like feels different as well. So yeah, it's really different, the two, but coming up with the soul symbols is very dependent on the person, and with clients, just kind of like watching them, observing them, and getting to know them.
Yeah, what's interesting is like when I'm hearing you say that, it's what I'm feeling is like it really is a difference of how we do branding in general. Like it's branding from the mind versus branding from like emotions or energy.
Yeah.
And obviously you need both, right? Like you can't just create a brand that, oh, that feels good to me, right? Well, does it feel good to your audience? Like there is the strategy, right? And like what those colors and fonts and everything feel like on the other end. You have to have the strategy, but I think the feeling is so important too. And like having that, like that soul symbol, I think really does kind of bring in that energy to it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if they combine the two, you know, if they combine like their logo and their soul symbol, it's like, hey, I'm sharing this little piece of myself with you, you know? So it makes it a little more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you notice from like, as a designer, like the difference between like somebody doing a logo versus a soul symbol? Like, what do you think the benefit of having the soul symbol from like a marketing point of view would be?
I think it creates intrigue and curiosity.
For sure.
Yeah. I think we saw it at I want to say it right, Bourbon with Heart event.
We did it.
We did it. The Bourbon with Heart event, it definitely, like, I think that, like, that's actually like what it creates, you know? It creates this like mystery, curiosity, this intrigue. People are like, what is that? That's so cool. It's different. It's interesting. I have to ask about it. I have to know what this thing is.
So let's tell them what that is. So we went to this event last night as a team. And so these symbols that Jade created for us, these soul symbols, I almost called you Joel. You're like Jade
Joel.
and Soul. You became a Joel.
Oh, listen. Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. So we had these soul symbols created into these blazers, like designed on the blazer, gorgeous, custom suits, lovely. And so we go into this event each wearing like these symbols, and it was wild the amount of attention.
Yes.
Like it really was.
It was like, I don't know if you've ever seen Gossip Girl, but like it's like when they walk into a room and like everyone starts whispering about them.
My
gosh.
It's like I want to be Blair.
Everyone wants to be Blair. I love Blair.
Best.
I love Blair. They did her dirty anyway. Blair's better than Serena, y'all.
Yes, Team Blair. Blair over here. But yeah, we walked in and it was like everybody. I mean, yes, so we're all wearing these black blazers, right? We're all wearing all black. So obviously that like gets attention. We all look, cohesive. But it wasn't that. It was like so many people were like, what are you all wearing?
The energy switched in that room.
Yes, it did.
It did. I could feel it. And I didn't even actually walk up with you all because Hannah and I were standing back a little bit because we were just like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. And I could feel it when we walked up, like just a little bit after you. And then like, I could feel the eyes on us. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I was like, what happened? It's like, we happened. The Social Society walked in and everyone heads turned. We stopped traffic.
We really did. And I think it's like, that is something that, we'd like to think it was just us, but like, it is the energy of like, I think carrying your essence and like, having on your body and like just inside of you. Yeah. Like that would be such a powerful thing, even like as a client, right? Like, so you get these soul symbols and you can put them on social media and that can be felt too, but like to wear it, to have something on you, to like really show up, it starts conversations. Like people are like, what is this? And it's a great way to get your business, having those conversations out there.
Absolutely. And it's a great tool for yourself as well to kind of look at it and remember yourself, and just like remember not even necessarily just like the good things, but like how you got here to this point, because it's not easy to access a soul symbol, both in the idea of doing a brand immersion and also like me extracting it, from the person. So like to have that actual like a physical reminder to look at it and remember like this is who I am, on those days when you're feeling down or, you're feeling out of it, sometimes you're just feeling out of your body. Nothing's necessarily wrong, but you need to just be brought back down to earth. You just look at it and you're like, this is who I am. I remember who I am, what I'm here for. I'm going to go out in the world. I'm going to do it.
Okay, I have to ask, does all this talk about soul symbol make you want one, like right now? It is such a unique branding tool that is such a gift to both you and your business. If you are interested in having your very own soul symbol created, send us a DM on Instagram and we will share how you can get your very own today.
Oh, I love that. It really, because it's not just that moment, like my soul symbol, which if you guys are not already following us on Instagram, you should. You can go through and see all the different soul symbols. But my soul symbol is like this vertical line that you did. And it has all of these like, almost looks like frequency or like waves kind of going down it. And then those dots that you created. Yeah. And it was like, it represented like my journey. And like for me and our getting to know each other in this process of creating the soul symbol, I realized how my relationship with time is just not as like clear and cut as some people. Like it really is just
time
like
is not linear.
It's not linear. And it's just these dots and these moments that stand out on this evolution. And like, that's exactly what you caught in it. So every time I look at my soul symbol, I'm like let go of like the timeline, like let go of how it has to be and like flow with it and then be reminded of those dots or like those moments that really like anchor you back into who you are. So that's what I got from it.
Oh,
I love it.
I love that. I love hearing you all talk about your soul symbols. I do.
I could talk about it forever. It's because it's you. It's like, it's me in a design. Like it's so cool. It's so unique.
Oh, yes. I can't believe you thought of it. I said, I can't believe you thought of it.
Yeah.
It's like you just were like, hey, can you do this? And I'm like, sure.
And that's, I think that's the power of having like a team like this and like that trust with one another is like being able to create things that have never been created before. No, like it's one thing to have the idea, right? Yeah. And it's another to be like this could be a thing. Like, let's see if this is actually something that would serve other people too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, I love it.
100% right.
So if you are interested in soul symbols, because I know people are like, what is this? Like, I want one. Like we had a lady last night who was like, I want a soul symbol. Yes. How do we do that? Tell them how we like connect.
You can do either a virtual immersion or an in-person immersion. And it's a great process. It truly is. You'll have so much fun with Haylee and I or the whole team, depending on which one you do. but you'll leave just feeling whole. You will leave feeling whole. That is for sure.
That is, yeah. So in this process, like if the, whether it's virtual or in person, like it is a cohesive brand experience. Like it is all of, like, again, the strategy, the structure, the branding, the messaging, all of those components. And then you also have that symbol that's just that cherry on top. Like it's that thing they didn't know they really wanted, but at the end, it's like their favorite thing.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. They're like, oh, okay, like I'll get a soul symbol. I don't really know what it is, but it's fine. And then it just like becomes their whole world. They're like, oh my gosh, I want to put it on this and that, and I want to print it, and I want to frame it. I'm like, yeah, we did it.
Absolutely. So good. Let's pull a question. Oh, Audio Daddy is making it show the tattoo.
Oh my goodness.
Love
it. Put it on everything. Somebody got it tattooed on.
I was like, am I supposed to scratch myself?
Okay, so we even may have gotten a soul symbol tattooed on ourselves.
Yes. Mine's in an awkward space, so I can't really show.
Yeah. So this was one of Sarah Dumas's, actually.
Sarah Dumas in Nashville.
In Nashville, her soul symbol. And she's such an incredible woman. Like, you should go follow her. But she's all about, like, just changing women's relationship with money and wealth. And like the identity of wealth, specifically like six figures, right? Like there's a code around that for her and the work that she does. But her soul symbol is like, do you want to explain it?
Yes, her soul symbol. So I created actually her logo first. It's a name logo. So it's just her name, just words. And I created it. And I created these S's for Sarah and Dumas, the beginning and end of her name. And
it was the number 8 for her.
8 is her thing, it's a symbolic of abundance and everything. And so I created that, and then I was like, if I tilt this just a tiny bit, it becomes 8.
Yes.
So it's both an 8 and an S, and I thought it was so special, and we had such a great connection with her, and it was so symbolic for us as a team because it was the first time that I had joined an immersion in person, and so it just felt really great to just kind of immortalize that, on us, and just get these cute little.
So the 8s together, the 3 8s, number wise, like the meaning of those numbers, numerology is abundance, like manifesting money, wealth, like the ability to receive. So I got it on my left arm right here because the left side is like the receiving side of your body energetically, and actually Melissa got one as well. So I mean, that's pretty powerful right there. We believe in them so much that we
have them tattooed on our bodies, guys.
Yes. I mean, I've actually thought about a whole like sleeve of soul symbols, but we'll get there.
Right, eventually.
But I think it's just something really unique. All right, you ready? Let's see what we come up with.
Yes.
Table Talk with Jade. I think this guy's like jumping out, so. Ooh. What activities make you forget about time and feel present in the moment?
Oh my gosh, we actually just did that one.
Did you? Okay, maybe that's why it was popping out.
Probably.
Should we do another one?
Let's do another one.
Okay. So if you didn't see that episode, you'll just have to keep watching until you get the answer on that. Ooh, what is your favorite book and why?
Oh my gosh. This is wild. Okay. Wow. That's such an interesting question because I have so many. I love books. I'm an avid reader.
I can see that.
I have a Goodreads account, y'all, just saying. And my challenge, for the first time last year, I read over 100 books for the very first time. I think I read 114. And my goal this year is to read 100 books again.
Wow.
Gosh. I remember when I was younger, I read The Song of Achilles. That's like a book thing, like in like the book world. But it really, truly just like changed my brain chemistry. It was a beautiful, beautiful story. Not even just like about Achilles and Patroclus. It was just the writing. The writing was so, so gorgeous. It was, I mean, it truly like, it felt like poetry almost, but it wasn't. It was like a cohesive story.
Very cool. I'll have to read that one. I haven't read that book.
Yeah.
I'd say the first one that came to my mind is The Alchemist. Have you read The Alchemist?
Yeah.
I love that book.
That is a good one.
I feel like it's a classic for me. Like I've gone back to it many times in my life. But more recently, Happy Pocketful of Money. Have you
I
ever
feel
read
like that's
that
on my
book? I
reading
think I've
list.
told Kyle about that book as well. It's a, in the self-help genre, kind of, so to speak, which I love.
Yeah.
But it is just really kind of for me, it reprograms like your relationship with money and like receiving, and just it has like these affirmations that you repeat every like couple of pages. Like, I am healthy. I forget what the exact one is, but it just has you like anchor it in.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's one of those books that every time you read it, you can just kind of another level of expansion, which I love those types of books.
Yeah, like I feel like that would be a really good audiobook to listen to.
It would. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like put it in your ears or driving. Yeah, that'd be great.
Have you ever read Born a Crime by Trevor Noah? Oh my gosh, the audiobook. He tells it.
Crime?
Born a Crime.
Born a Crime.
Born a Crime, yes. Because he
Ooh.
was born in South Africa, I believe, during apartheid. And he's mixed. So he's basically like illegal to exist, pretty much. And the way he tells the story is absolutely incredible. He's incredible. I love Trevor Noah. He's great.
Ooh.
Trevor, if you're watching this.
I love you, Jade.
That's like my second shout out to a random male celebrity. I'm not ashamed.
We'll just tag him. Oh my gosh. Well, this was so great. Thanks for this conversation. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're on the team and here with us.
Thank you for just scooping me up and be like, hey, you're going to come do this with us. And I'm just like, I'm along for the ride.
Well, and that's one more thing before we wrap up. That's, again, like how we met is so interesting because, you know, we were looking for another designer on the team and Lo connected us and we had several interviews like the same day and like over a span of a couple of days. And you were the first one that I think if there was another one, I just don't remember who they were. You were the first one. And I just remember like the screen popping up and you were on Zoom and I was like, you were just radiating like sunshine and just had such a great energy. And I was like, yeah, like this is it. And, you know, I remember Lo afterwards, she's like, well, do we want to like have her submit designs? And I'm like, I mean, we probably should, but it doesn't matter to me. Because I'm
No,
like,
thanks.
you know, and I think it's like not that your designs they're absolutely stunning. Like they are, like your talent was there, but I think it's like that connection is something that you can't find like everywhere.
Absolutely,
And I think that's the most valuable thing is like having that person that you just like connect with and it was meant to be, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Because it has to go both ways, you know?
Yeah.
And I saw you and I was just like, oh my gosh, I was like a little intimidated.
It's like, what was the line in Nashville? Like, we went into that restaurant and you're like...
Yes, I honestly, like, if I were those people, I would have cried immediately. I would have, like, gone to get the manager or something and just be like, there's this terrifying woman outside. Go help her.
I didn't even say anything. I think
that just made it worse, honestly. You just had this presence and, like, she just, like, turned on. She was, like, suddenly, like, she wasn't just Haylee. She was Haylee Stamper. And I was just like, oh, I've never seen this woman before. Who is she?
oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I love you.
I love you too.
If you enjoyed this episode, let's move this relationship to the next level. The friend zone, baby. Head to the show notes and click the link to join our close friends list where you will gain access to knowing where we are, all our adventures, and exclusive pop-up offers at locations around the world. Plus, we hold nothing back on our close friend stories on IG. See you there.